Hello and welcome to Picklehaube Gaming. Today we're doing a special video on the demonstration on how to operate a PlayStation 2. And I know this is kind of a stupid idea, like, yes, we all know how you do it. To paraphrase Michael Rosen, you push the silver button, the machine starts roaring, and hot air rushes out of the silver spout.
Press the silver button, the machine starts roaring, and hot air rushes out of a silver spout.
Well, yes, I know. You push a button, you watch it boot up, you play your game. But I also want to demonstrate things like menus and the displays and the historical context and just how bloody aesthetic the PS2 menus are. Good lord, the aesthetic. I'm also going to demonstrate its ability to play games and music CDs, because as much as we all use as a DVD player, and demonstrating its capabilities as a DVD player is this so simple that I'm not going to put it in, but I want to show just how audio CDs work, how PlayStation 2 games work, of course, and how to operate the console. Now, I'm doing this video because I am all into video game preservation, but the problem with video game preservation is it's not taken as seriously as, say, railway preservation. Like, yes, railways have been around for 200 years, and, if, like, God forbid, Britannia, it's like Oliver Cromwell, or, Clun Castle, like, God forbid any of those, like, so much as, crack a window, people are willing to voluntarily give up thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to fix them. But, God forbid somebody needs to, dump a few ROM files of an unreleased prototype game, nobody will pay any attention to that. It's because of that kind of bullshit that the Nintendo GigaLeak stuff is taking so long for people to root through it. They'll be still finding shit for years to come because nobody's paying attention to it. Except for me, and I will not stop making these sort of videos until video game preservation is taken just as seriously as railway preservation. Not to say I'm against railway preservation, because thanks to the Railway series, I am super into British trains, despite the fact that I'm American wearing a German hat. I am also Greek, and this is proof that I'm the most multicultural person on Earth. Well, maybe not, but, Let's boot up the PS2, shall we? So, for all intents and purposes, because I don't own a capture card, we will have to make do with ersatz cinematography. So here we have a camera propped up on a bin and two office chairs. And right now the PlayStation 2 is not on. Fun fact, the PlayStation 2 model that I own is the SCPH 70012, which is the slim model that does PS1 backwards compatibility the best. And yes, for those who know their British railway knowledge, the PS2 models seem to have the naming scheme or numbering scheme as a Great Western Railway locomotives. In fact, if the PS2, by the sound of the number of the model, I think would have been a branch line tank engine along the lines of, like a pannier tank or one of those 042s, the ones. So for reference here, so the PS2 has two kinds of game discs. DVD-ROMs and CD-ROMs. CD-ROMs on a PS2 are notable because they have a sort of bluish sheen to it, similar to a PS1 disc, while the DVD-ROMs have a normal silvery sort of deal going on. Now, for reference, here is Tommy Wiseau's The Room, same silvery side as a normal DVD. Here is the audio CD that we'll be using today. It's a mixed track it's a mixtape sort of thing called Lacrimagantic, and it's named Lacrimagantic because as far as mixtapes go, it's just as fire as the train wreck it's named after. So here we're going to boot up the PlayStation 2. Before we demonstrate anything disc related, let's go through the menu. So if you boot up the PlayStation 2 without a disc, it would boot to this. So first let's press triangle over here. For those who don't know, say you're a railway preservationist who does not know what a video game console is, this is the PlayStation 2's default controller, the DualShock 2. It has rumble functionality, dual analog sticks, and is generally a little bit better than the original PS1's DualShock. Pressing triangle, which is the top button over here, brings us to a menu sort of dealio. So if we just zoom in, hold on, gotta bring the tripod down. We have the console number, which is SCPH 70012, like I said earlier. Then the browser version, the CD player, and the PlayStation driver, and the little triangle thing. We can mess around with the disk speed. We can have it to fast or standard. Texture mapping, we can set to smooth or standard. I find that there is generally no difference. I don't know why they put that there. DVD player, that's unimportant. So let's go to system configuration. So here we can adjust the clock. The PlayStation 2 was the third console to have an in-system clock, the first being the Saturn, the second being the Dreamcast. Here we can adjust the time, screen size, digital out for optical shit. I think that's audio related. Here's video, which is set to component, and remote control, which is, it can do remote controls, language settings. And if we press square, which is the button off to the left side, beside the triangle on the top and the X on the bottom, we can set it to this weird display mode, which allows us to enjoy the ambiance and the little glowing orbs and those little crystal things, little purple crystal things. The PlayStation 2 never ceases to amaze. You have the time and the date, so let's get out of this. Enough nostalgia was had here. Let's go back, and now let's explore the browser. So the browser is not like a browser you would know today. It's not a web browser, but it's a thing that we use to browse memory cards, play any sort of disc that's in there, audio, CD, DVD, PlayStation software. So here we can go through all the save data that's on here. Like we got Simpsons Hit and Run, SSX3, Hot Wheels, Stunt Track Challenge, Crash Bandicoot, yada yada yada. So if we click on Enter, we have the ability to copy or delete. We go to Options, which gives us all sorts of little data tidbits. We get out of here. And now we're going to get out of here. So now we are going to put in the audio CD to demonstrate. The reason I'm demonstrating its ability to play audio CDs is because of the aesthetic, and the PlayStation 2 has no shortage of that. So this being a slim model, we press this little eject button here, the lid pops up, we insert the disc, we close the tray, and now it shall read the disc. Alright, so we go here, and these little blocks come up, and these little blocks are colored on a little spectrum, which is actually really cool looking, but nobody really sees this, because who wants to play audio CDs on this? You could do that with like the original PlayStation, but this, who cares? So let's play a song that I have here. The following song is a song that's been composed by this guy named Sudrian Afro. Apparently there's a lot you can do with the original synth sound font for Thomas the Tank Engine. So let's play this for about a few more seconds. Alright, let's go back. Let's play the first track and see what it is. Funny enough, it's the Runaway theme, again from Thomas the Tank Engine, from Season 3. Specifically from the episode where Toby, I think it's Toby's Tightrope. See if I can find something not Thomas related. And this I put on here. Again, this mixtape is a little eccentric for the music choices, but I feel is just as fire. The song that's playing right now is the song that plays to the intro of Lunar the Silver Star, which I actually own on Sega CD. And I might use in a future video demonstrating the usage and operation of the Sega CD. This song is actually pretty bomb. Through the darkness and the sorrow and the... This is a real headbanger, this is. Really lives up to the name of Lack Megantic. Now we shall demonstrate its ability to play software. Here I have Battle for Bikini Bottom, that's way too zoomed in. Again, operation of the PlayStation 2, inserting the disc, we flip the lid, we take the music CD out, put in Battle for Bikini Bottom, which is a DVD-ROM, we put that in, I take this, put it back in its little jewel case home, now that it's all nice and home. Now we put up here, now it says PlayStation 2 disc, push enter, and the game boots up. PlayStation 2 logo, part for the course, and the game boots up. I mean, as far as operation of the PS2 goes, this is about it. Whatever game you put in differs in what types of controls. If it's a JRPG, then, you know, controls are obviously different. This is a 3D collectathon platformer, and a good one at that, despite it being a licensed game. So, obviously, it's more action-oriented, and thus the controls are a bit different. Same goes for puzzle games, like Fantavision and Tetris Worlds. Two pretty good PS2 games, from what I heard. That's really it for this video. Please leave a steak and cheese sub and leave a like. Also hit the bell for notifications for new content. Leave a comment, but please don't be too salty, especially if you're Chris Eden Green, who's probably offended with my comments on that video game preservation should be taken as seriously as railway preservation, which I apologize in advance.